why can't I just have longevity of just blessings? Like, why does it have to be a blessing or a breakthrough come in, and then a week later or a month later, I'm going through this fighting obstacles again, fighting a warfare again, and then another breakthrough comes in, and then a month later, I'm fighting warfares and blockages and obstacles again. God won't give us a longevity of blessings continually, because if God just handed things to us all the time, we wouldn't be dependent on God. We are still human beings. We still have flesh. We can get too comfortable. We can get prideful. And God knows what we can handle, what we can't handle. God knows us better than we know ourselves. And oftentimes when you get really comfortable at receiving something and you don't have to fight or go through the thing, it's not that God doesn't want us to go through to peace. No, he wants us to have peace. But sometimes we can get so comfortable, we forget to fast, we forget to pray, or we don't really see the seriousness of it anymore because we already receive everything that we want. And although some of us may be like, God, I would never do that, God knows us more than we know ourselves. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes there has to be gaps, there has to be balance, you know, like similar to what happened to Job, David, and everybody else. It's like they received their breakthroughs, but there was always an obstacle or warfare they had to fight, and then they received their next breakthrough. And all that did was teach everyone in the book, it teach them all discipline. It taught them perseverance. That's what it taught them, perseverance. And this is another way that God humbles us, is he teaches us perseverance. So when we receive our next blessing or our next breakthrough, we're appreciative of it. We love it, we're appreciative of it, and we understand how challenging it was to receive it, how hard we had to fight to receive it, the things that we had to do, the obedience. So yes, we are going to have gaps in between where we're fighting warfare and we're like, man, I just want to be happy continually. But if that was the case, we would not know what perseverance is. We would not know what being humble is. We would not know what fasting and praying and being dependent on God is, right? So it's meant to discipline us. It's meant to teach us for the long haul, right? And this is why God won't just back to back, just continuously bless you without anything going on. If anything, yes, God may bless you, but you'll probably be in the midst of an obstacle and challenge while you're receiving that blessing. Or you'll get the blessing, you'll be good, you'll be happy, you'll be peaceful. And then a week later, you're already used to that blessing. When you receive something in the moment, you're humble, you're happy, and then you get used to it. It's like God blessing you with a new home. You may have been like, I've been wanting a home for so long. And every day you may be grateful waking up in that home, but the joy you felt when you first got the home, that joy is not gonna stay with you for a long time. It's kind of like after a month of living in the home or 2 months, you're still appreciative of it, but you're not crying tears like you were in the beginning anymore. You're like used to it now. Do you get what I'm saying? You're used to it now. So, you know, and it's like, that's the same thing with anything that God gives us. It's like in the moment we'll be so happy, but we'll get so used to it, we become accustomed to it. It's no different from a child growing up and having everything handed to them. So when they're put in the real world, they don't know how to fend for themselves because their mom and dad handed everything to them. They didn't know how to work, nothing like that. Like imagine a child growing up with everything handed to them. They had a housekeeper, they had a maid, they had like, you know, people cooking for them. Like they're so privileged and they don't know what working is. They don't know what saving money is. They don't know how to live in the real world because everything was kind of offended to them, right? So the discipline wasn't really there. Some people, they do teach their kids, but I'm talking about the kids that don't really have that type of discipline, right? So they end up becoming not humble. They become not humble. You know what I mean? And sometimes they can become very like mean and snobs growing up, right? But God teaches us because God expects more from us and God expects us to be humble. So yes, a part of us going through the obstacles and warfare is to teach us perseverance, and you know, it's to help us in the long haul, right? And it's to help us know that God is number one. Like, it's not to say that God is doing this on purpose to kind of like, you know, for us to hold on to him. No, but it's more for us to understand that God is number one. It's for us to understand that we have to pray no matter what. We got to fast no matter what. Just the importance of continuing to grow your relationship with the Holy Spirit. Because if things are just handed to you, you become used to it. And when you are used to it, you may fall off with prayer. You may fall off with fasting because you're too comfortable. So it's to teach us the importance of building our relationship with the Holy Spirit. In order to receive perseverance, you have to be going through trials and tribulations to be able to receive perseverance. So when you do receive your breakthroughs, you're appreciative of it, right? And yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.